Sarah brings us our favorite pizza. I made an easy supper of steak bites and homemade fries. Tilapia was on the menu for the first time in a while. And find out what happens as soon as we sit down to this meal. Welcome back to Feeding My Fam 5. My name is Kat, and it's good to see y'all again. So Monday night, y'all know Monday night is date night. And Paul and I went to this great restaurant, had a rooftop bar, and it was just an apps night. We did lots of apps, and they were so good. Steak and lobster stuffed mushrooms, truffle fries, these steak sliders. Oh my goodness. Lobster rangoon nachos, Parmesan pretzels, and then we ended with that molten chocolate cake. Tuesday, we were sitting down for our very first meal outside officially of the summer. And I had made baked chicken. I made a garlicky pasta dish. I had made um, baked potatoes, homemade Alfredo. I made a pretty little green salad with some bacon bits to go over, whatever. And no sooner had we sat down, and then all hell broke loose. All I could hear was Toby and something growling and just fighting. And all of us ran around the corner of the house and found him, like I said, Velcroed to a raccoon of all things. And how we finally got them apart, I don't know. But we finally got the raccoon trapped in this camping frame that I had put out to go out to the trash the next day. And we had him trapped in there somehow. And long story short, a policeman had to come over and put the coon down. It was really sad, but we ended up in the emergency room with our Tobes for about 3 hours. Matthew and I had to take him, and we even left him for a couple of hours, and Matthew went back to get him about 3 a.m. But he had scratches, he had bites, as you can see on his poor little face right here. They had to shave him, so he came home with stitches, antibiotics, and doggy downers to keep him, calm while he starts healing and stuff. But overall, luckily, he is okay, and we are too. Coons are nothing to mess with, man. That was scary. All right, Wednesday night. Uh, I made tilapia. That was the first time in a very long time that I have made tilapia, and everybody really enjoyed it. I mean, how can it be that bad if all of that is a lemon and butter? And then I went and did homemade Alfredo again because we didn't get to eat it the night before. I made some boiled salted potatoes, a really pretty salad, and yep, there's those bacons again to go on top of that salad or those potatoes. And I pulled out the sour cream. That was a really good meal. All right, Thursday. Sarah was gone all day. She had gone down to IU Bloomington, and on her way back, she swung through Carmel and picked up my favorite pizza from Mellow Mushroom, the Holy Shiitake. Ooh wee, look at that. If you like mushrooms and have never had a holy shiitake, I highly suggest. She also brought home some dough bites and my favorite Caesar salad because they have the best Caesar dressing. Yeah, such a good meal. And then on to Friday. Friday, easy, super easy. I made steak bites. I did some homemade French fries. I did onions and mushrooms, and yeah, a little side salad as always. It was super delicious. Saturday, another super easy meal. This is Paul's favorite. He loves himself a roast chicken. Of course, he's British, and so yeah. Anytime you ask him, what do you want for supper? This is going to be his first thing. I want roast chicken. So I made roast chicken. I made mashed potatoes, little green peas, and a really good gravy. Sunday lunch. So Sunday was Mother's Day. Yeah, and I am so blessed to have these three faces right here to call me mommy. I love them dearly. Paul planned out a really great day starting at Cane's. We love us some chicken fingers from Cane's. Afterwards, we went over to the Prophetstown State Park, not too far from Lafayette. Both the Tippecanoe and the Wabash Rivers meet there. Native Americans lived along the rivers here for thousands of years. And at the beginning of the trail, you'll find a circle of stones that commemorates uh, all of the 14 Native American tribes that live there in this historical settlement. And one stone represents unknown tribes who also resided there. Among the tribes, you'll see the Wea and the Ojibwe. You'll also see the Delaware, Kickapoo, the Miami, Ottawa, Potawatomi, Shawnee, Wyandotte, Winnebago, the Fox, the Sac, the Cree, and the Menominee. These tribes that lived here, they made a living through fishing and hunting and growing crops like corn and squash. In the early 1800s, Tecumseh and his brother, the Prophet, built the village here to bring these tribes together. And it was more than just a home. It was a place of unity and hope and tradition. So the park has about 9 miles of trails. We did a 3.5 mile trail with elevations to about 125 feet. And what I thought was interesting, actually, Paul pointed this out, was how these tribes would have lived in these woods and on these plains, how they would have made it work for them with the elevation for lookouts and the plains, that dip down along the river would be, maybe sheltered from the wind, and they would have fresh fish and fresh water right there by where they live. Yeah, this was just such a nice day. I like learning new things, and I love it when the kids actually enjoy learning as well. Even though they're grown, I still enjoy watching them learn. So yeah, that wraps up our week here at Feeding My Fam 5. I'd love to know what you made this week for your family. Did you get to go out for Mother's Day? Did you cook for Mother's Day? Well, if you want to share it, I'd love to hear it. So send me a photo of your home cooked meal to Kat at feedingmyfamfive.com with the subject line fam meal, and let me know a little about that meal. Was it something you requested? Was it something they requested? Let me know. I'd love to start picking one submission every week to feature here. And yeah, I just can't wait to hear from you. Thanks again, y'all, for joining me, and I wish you many, many good meals this week. Y'all wash your hands and come on.